sports back, and today we head back to USC. They didn't hire another defensive coach from the NFL to complete this defensive staff and make it elite. USC, let's go.
Disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Yes, sir. USC just completed their master class on the defensive coaching staff for those USC Trojans, hiring Eric Henderson, the Rams defensive line coach and pass game coordinator. Now I'm talking about, this is elite, this is big, this is epic. You know, this is like the final piece. Like, what coaching staff is more elite than ours from top to bottom? You know, you got NFL experience with Lynn coming up under that Harbaugh Ravens tree. You know what I'm saying? NFL experience. Then you got another coach that's NFL experience, and Eric Henderson on the D-line. He coached Aaron Donald. He gonna be the co-defensive coordinator. So this should be big for defensive recruiting. Kids who ain't chasing the bag and kids who just want real great development, especially on the defensive side of the ball, gonna want to come to SC. If you gonna want to go to the NFL playing defense, you gonna want to come to SC. I see what Lincoln Riley trying to do. He trying to flip the narrative. He trying to make USC a defensive school. You know what I'm talking about? With Lincoln Riley offense and the quarterbacks and receivers, you know, Lincoln Riley be having. It's a given that the offense is good. Everybody know USC is a good school for offense, but now defensive wise is even more elite. I feel like our defensive staff at this point is more elite than our offensive staff. So just how people expect Lincoln Riley to get great quarterbacks and receivers and offensive players, now we should expect our defense to be able to recruit great defensive players. Now the only way they're going to be able to turn us down if it is some money. Them kids who chasing the bag, we probably still won't get them. But them kids who confident in themselves and willing to bet on the bag later and willing to bet on themselves for a bigger bag down the line, they gonna come to USC. And the thing about the USC bag is not even that much down the line. This just show you how much kids want that instant gratification, that bag now. Because at USC, you can get the bag, you just gotta be enrolled. You know, you enroll early in the spring, you'll get your money by fall, by the start of the season. You early enroll in spring, you'll have some money in your pocket by the summer. You know what I'm talking about? So them defensive players that got their eyes on the NFL and patient on that bag, we should be able to get them. This should bring our recruiting on the defensive side of the ball to another level. You know, we can't be laughed at. At some point, depending on how a kid looking at it, USC on the defensive side of the ball, a recruit could laugh at that. Like, y'all defense was trash. This before all the coaching hiring. Y'all defense was trash, right? Y'all losing games. You know, the defense is the embarrassment. So if I'm a defensive player, why would I want to come and play there? And y'all ain't giving out the bag. Now, only thing is left is that bag. So this should knock our recruiting up a notch, because if I'm a defensive recruit, I most definitely want to go play for USC. I mean, you got NFL coaches up and down the roster. You know what I'm saying? And the coaches that ain't NFL coaches, they won championships. You know? So this elite staff, no matter where you at, you a defensive player, linebacker, whatever, you got great coaching that they ain't gonna hold you back. They gonna enhance you for sure. So USC should be able to get smart defensive player, and whatever player we get, they gonna play at an NFL level of discipline. That's what I like about hiring these NFL coaches, because they know the highest level of accountability. You know, there's only certain things they gonna allow, certain things they not gonna allow. So whatever players we get on the defense, I guarantee you 95% of them players, we gonna get the max out of them. We gonna get the max out of them with this coaching staff. I'm telling y'all, this is the type of coaching staff that can make a 3-star defense perform at a 5-star level. So if we could just consistently get 4 stars, we ain't even gotta have the highest rated defensive class. But if we get quality players, 4-star players, they gonna be lit. Just like with the Anton Lynn done with UCLA defense. UCLA defense was filled with 3 stars. That's one of the top defenses in the country because of DeAnton Lynn. Now we got like 3 or 4 DeAnton Lyns on the side. We got DeAnton Lynn and multipliers of what he doing. Other NFL experience, other great coaching. I mean, if you a defensive line player, why wouldn't you want to play for the coach that coach Aaron Donald? He got Aaron Donald in his contacts. He could direct you, line you up for Aaron Donald being a mentor in LA too. Who would want to come to LA if you a defensive lineman to get coached by Aaron Donald coach and possibly have a relationship with Aaron Donald? So it's epic, man. This is big. Like this, like cited the 5-star recruit. This Lincoln Riley went off. And that was Lincoln Riley's biggest critic. But he went off with his coaching staff. He wasn't playing, man. I thought he wouldn't fire his buddies, but he did. So I stand corrected, man. Like, this is big. And I love this for USC, man. It's going to help in the future. We got the coaching staff. We got the location. We got the prestige. We got the tradition. Now we all got to do is get our bag right. But I fear that them FSU penalties is going to hinder that. It's going to make us be more cautious, man. So I just can't wait to a black and white rule and standard get set with this NIL and high school recruiting for USC could go hard. USC, my university, is scared of the NCAA. So they need some guidelines to play by, right? And then they could be more aggressive. But until then, we got to chip away. We might got to find them diamonds in the rough. We might have a roster full of players that's really about that business, though. Y'all got to think about it. Players that come to USC, they betting on themselves. They passing up instant bag for a little bit later bag. That mean you betting on yourself. That mean you confident. Like, I ain't worried about that initial bag. I'm finna come here and ball out. So I love this edition. I love this recruiting class. And we got an elite staff, y'all. We gonna go from seeing the worst coaching by Alex Grinch to some of the best coaching. So no matter how this season go, I guarantee you that defense is gonna make us proud. So it's Carter Sports, it's USC, it's Trojan City. Let's go.